It is television's most unlikely hit, but tonight the final of the Great British Bake Off looks set to draw the biggest TV audience of the year. 11 million people tuned in last week for the semi-final. Even more are expected to watch tonight as the last three fight it out to be crowned the winner. So how did a programme about puff pastry, meringue and chocolate become such a sensation? Our arts correspondent David Sillito reports. Good afternoon and welcome to the BBC News at 1. The Home Secretary has announced a major shake-up of the asylum system to reduce the numbers who wrongly claim asylum in Britain while ensuring that the most vulnerable refugees from around the world are allowed in. Merseyside police have launched a manhunt after a police officer was killed after being hit by a stolen pickup truck in the early hours of this morning. He's been named as 34-year-old PC David Phillips, who was married with 2 young children. Police had been called to a burglary at an estate agent's in Birkenhead. PC Phillips was hit when he tried to stop the vehicle as a patrol car gave chase. Our correspondent Danny Savage has the latest. Islamic State militants in Syria have destroyed another part of the ancient city Palmyra. They've blown up a Roman arch which was almost 2,000 years old. So-called Islamic State seized the World Heritage Site in May. Since then, they've also reduced 2 famous temples to rubble. Our security correspondent Frank Gardner reports. Good afternoon and welcome to the BBC News at 1. Surgeons in London have developed a groundbreaking procedure to treat one of the major causes of sight loss. Doctors at Moorfields Eye Hospital are using human stem cells to treat age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. If successful, it could transform the lives of thousands of people every year in the UK. Our medical correspondent Fergus Walsh reports. Vladimir Putin says Russia would consider conducting airstrikes against Islamic State targets if approved by the United Nations. President Obama and the Russian leader met for 90 minutes and agreed on the need for a political solution in Syria, but failed to resolve their differences on the future of President Assad. Mr. Putin described the meeting in New York as surprisingly frank. Barbara Pletusher reports. 18 British World War II veterans have been awarded France's highest military distinction, the Légion d'honneur, at a ceremony in London. They're being recognised for their role in the liberation of Europe. Many were just teenagers at the time and took part in the D-Day landings in June 1944. President Hollande has promised to recognise every survivor who helped liberate France. Our defence correspondent Jonathan Beale reports.